And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. Well, that's on a national basis. When we get local, we call it Getting Help from Auntie Alabama. But more importantly, it may be our good old mother, Montgomery, Alabama, because there's an election coming up. It's the runoff. And today we have with us David Woods, who, congratulations on getting into the runoff on this big contest. And David, you know, you're applying for a job, let's face it.
Correct.
I mean, that's all this really is. It's a job. It's a small corporation, has responsibility for people, but it more importantly has responsibility to the citizens. So, you know, what would, if we asked you, what would basically be your strong qualifications to take on this job?
You make a good point. We are applying for a job. The city of Montgomery has a vacancy.
Right.
The CEO of our city is retiring.
Right.
And the city's looking for a new CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And now there are two applicants. I'm out of the business world. I've spent 34 years managing a business, running a business, hiring, training, motivating, creating, designing, building, and we've had very good success. God's blessed us, and we've met a payroll every week since 1985 and have never missed one yet. So it's hard to run a business for 34 years and say we've had that much success. We went through the recession. We got through the recession. We didn't have to do a layoff during the recession. We just tightened our belts, got through it. We learned a lot during the recession.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
we all did.
Managing expenses is really a very important part of this job. You know, because when you're spending, the city spends about the new budget is $260 million. You need to look at cost-benefit analysis on every expenditure. And when you do that, you may find out there's some expenditures that are not as providing quite the benefit they should,
mm-hmm.
and then you may see other expenditures that are very, very, wise expenditures, and perhaps there should be more resources moved there. So, as a business leader, someone who understands reading a financial statement, how to hire, how to lead, and by the way, I'm a servant leader. A servant leader is the best type of leader there is. A servant leader does more listening than talking.
Mm-hmm.
A servant leader values everyone and realizes everybody has input. Everyone has ideas. Everyone has value to the organization, and they should be treated accordingly. And when you do that, servant leaders give away a lot of power. It actually empowers the people.
The way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So I think here's our skill set as far as applying for this job. I've got a head for business and a heart for people.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. I love
yes.
that.
Well, I have a heart for under-resourced people. We've got a lot of people that live in poverty in Montgomery. They need help. And the city's in a position to provide a lot of various types of help to people that are under-resourced. You know, we've talked before, we've been on mission trips, we've been around the world, we've seen poverty, we've seen extreme poverty, and it's painful to see. But with our resources, even here in Montgomery, there's a great deal we can do to help people that need help.
Well, I love the fact that, we talk about people talking a talk and walking a walk, and there's a total difference. And I was talking to somebody last night, but I love the fact that you have dug into it. You're not just showing up and shaking hands. You have actually gone in and studied the situations. You've studied the education, you've studied the lack of pediatric health care. You've gotten into that and come up with all like you said, you're listening more than you're talking, and then that has given you a great approach and understanding of what needs to be done and where those funds can come from to do that. And I have to tell you, David, I loved your idea of getting our local churches involved.
They have to be.
Well, correct. The hope of the world is the local church. And the local churches, they're just organizations that are built around serving, helping, giving. We have an enormous amount of churches in Montgomery, thank goodness, and we believe we can motivate these churches. We can bring them together. We can and request their involvement to help the city solve problems. The churches have tens of thousands of people, and they do a lot of volunteer work.
Right.
So it just behooves us to involve them in order to take care of a lot of these various issues that need attention. The city really no city really has the financial resources to deal with the problems that present themselves. But the nonprofits, they have a great deal of ability to help with and improve some of these issues that face our city.
And we know that the nonprofits basically can do things at 1/10 of what it takes when you get government involved. Because I know it myself. I've worked with United Way. You've been very active in charities. All the charities in these. How many boards have you been on in this city? That are charity boards.
A lot. A lot of boards.
You understand Montgomery.
YMCA. We've been on Cancer Wellness Foundation.
Right.
Virginia and I served on that for 6 or 8 years. Yep. Child Protect, Red Cross, just a variety of boards, and we're active with these and other boards. Like, for example, I've never been on the board of Common Ground, but we're very active with Common Ground. We're active with Mercy House.
Right.
We've actually, my son's on the board of the Mercy House. Mercy House is meeting the needs of hundreds of people in the Washington Park area.
Right.
We support them through a lot of airtime, financial contributions. We go over there and we serve lunch. We visit. We're active. We mentor people. A lot of these nonprofits,
important.
we mentor them. We just go and sit down with the executives and just share ideas, listen, and just see if maybe there's a different way to do something.
And that's where the church is really, they can be the best mentors out there.
Right.
And they just need to step up and take that role. Don't be bashful. Address the problems head on and do something about it. If you tell me a problem, you've known me long enough, I'm going to give you a solution.
Correct.
And I think you do that same type of thing.
Well, you've run your business you were
Absolutely.
running your business when I got here, so you're
That's right.
That's
I
probably
trained you.
I don't want to
I trained Dan Morris.
You helped us, right? You helped a lot out of us back in the day,
He's
and
training me.
I mean we're probably talking
That's
40
hard to do.
years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You made another interesting comment when we were talking about education and crime, and the way that they are inexorably
Connected.
they are linked, cause and effect, and would like to just hear a little bit about that from you.
Let me tell you, education is the great social equalizer. And one of the greatest gifts we can give our children here is quality education. But a lack of education feeds the crime funnel.
Absolutely.
If these children don't have a proper education, they're really not able, in most cases, to get a job that'll allow them to have a decent quality of life. So they just get pulled into the criminal element, which is sad, and I feel for them. So we have to address that with these young people so that they receive a better education and don't get drug into the only area that they know of to provide for themselves.
That's good. David, we're running out of time here, sad to say, but if a person wants to get any more information between now and the runoff, how do they get a hold of you?
Thank you. You can go to davidwoodsmayor.com. All the
Okay.
information's on there. We just want to encourage everyone to do that. Also, we're here to say that we're applying for a job. We're asking you for your vote on October 8th. We believe that this is a very important election here in Montgomery, and our goal, our desire is to serve this city of 200,000 people as your mayor.
Good. Thank you. And just remember, it's right around the corner. Do your homework.
Vote.
And then vote. And we'll be right back right after this.